I've got this wing off because I'm doing a rust repair on the bodywork of the wing. I've taken the wheel liner out, and you get really good access to the engine to some degree here. So now would be a good time to inspect these spark plugs just to see what condition they're in. The seller reckoned that they had replaced them before I got it, but again, do we trust things like that? Don't know. So we're going to have a look at the spark plugs and inspect them and see what they're like. Okay, so we've got this first one out. Just so I can show you, this is what was in there. Doesn't look in too bad condition actually, and so maybe they were changed, although I've never heard of pure spark. I mean, I would like to see some NGK iridiums or something in here. So I think we're going to probably end up changing the spark plugs anyway at some point. But yeah, let's check another one and see what we find. Yeah, that's the second plug out. Same, doesn't look too bad to be honest. However, it is some weird pure spark, whatever they are. So I do think when I do this job, I'm going to replace all the spark plugs for what they should be, and I'm definitely going to do it from the wheel liner because it was so much easier just to get to the spark plugs. So yeah, but thought I'd just share with you guys what we find this morning. Looks like all these spark plugs are going to be the same make. Looks like they have been done kind of recently, but just not with the right ones. But yeah, we'll definitely get around to replacing those. So while we were here under the wheel arches, we started to notice the washer, headlamp washer, started to leak. As you can see, get access to it, bit of a nightmare. I didn't want to take off the whole bumper, so I wanted to take off a bracket that goes kind of here. The amount of rust in the way that Mercedes put this thing together is ridiculous. So you have that frame there, and it has this bracket here that's held on by 4 sort of like nuts that of course decided they were so rusted that they would literally just break. This is what they are. It's such a crazy design by Mercedes, it really is. Anyway, we managed to get that cover off. We've got access now to the headlight washer, so I'm going to take a look and see why it's leaking, and go from there. All good fun. Got the headlight washer out. It seems to be a leak, and I'm wondering if it was a leak from the stem where it does the shooting, because, well, on the replacement part here, you can swap over the little telescopic bit, and the telescopic bit that was in the car had this really old O-ring there. So I've put the new O-ring from this part, this new part, on it. I'm going to put this back and see if the leak continues, because I've got a strong feeling it might have just been this O-ring that was the problem. So we'll put this back into the squirter down there, and we'll see. The original one back in now, but with that new washer, and so far no leaks, which is a good thing. Normally I'd see water down there, so I do think it was that washer. Obviously we'll give it a go, make sure it works, but I've managed to save the spare part and just use that washer. Result, the washer, the headlight washer is now fixed. There's no leaks at all now, which is fantastic. I've tested it a few times. The issue I have now is putting back on the bracket. So you can see this bracket here that was held on with the most rusted up screws I'd ever seen. Anyway, we've got one part fixed, but the part that goes to the bumper now, this side, the fixings are too short because the screws broke, and you can see them, but the two little dots, they are the screws here and here, but they're too short to be able to put a washer to keep this in place and a screw. So I think I'm going to have to fashion some sort of fastening that will go from here to this plastic here, just to keep it. I mean, it already is a bit tight, but yeah, it'd be nice to fasten it properly. Also, while I was here, Looking again under here, what do we have here? Yes, a leak, which suggests that although the seller said that they'd replaced the gasket here, it clearly wasn't a good gasket, or maybe they've used a third-party one, or it wasn't fitted properly, but oil is leaking out of the back here again from that area. So that's another job. So spark plugs and gaskets to do at some point. It's amazing what you find doing taking the wheel line off, isn't it? Hey ho, back to work. Just fashioned this washer. As you can see, it's got a dip on it now. Used this socket here with this old extension bar, hammered it to get that so that it can go over the screw, because there's not much of it showing, pull in that cover, and then use this nut to tie it all together. This little strap I had for this this little trim here didn't work, so I'll try and show you. I've now done this piece which now will hold in. See there, the sun isn't helping. It now holds the bumper in nice and secure now, as you can see. So I think that solves that problem now. I'm also here with this wing off. I thought it'd be a good time to tackle the drain here, which actually doesn't feel clogged at all. Feels fine actually. However, when I went inside, it looks like someone has already done this repair, because if you look up there, you can see the elbow and you can see some new yellow piping. So I guess this car had the problem at some point and someone did a repair on it already. So that's a good result, and it's certainly not leaking. That's one less thing for me to do. Hooray! Wings back on. I think we'll do some wet sanding of it in the areas where I fixed the rust, which was here. You can see it's all nicely fixed. And then get it back together with the headlights and stuff. It's all coming on well.